Welcome back to our program. We're talking with Eric Adams now, and he's one of those folks who's in charge of all these wonderful allocations projects that we've been talking with you about. We thought we'd get a little better explanation from him, since he is the person, along with some of his colleagues, who put all of these projects together and see to it that they are completed, and completed in a timely way. He is a professional engineer, and he works for the Charleston County Transportation Program. Thank you for being a part of our program.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Now, we're out here on James Island and Fort Johnson Road and Harbor View, and we're standing under some of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen. And there's a sidewalk going through here. How did that come about, and who wanted that to happen?
Well, the allocation program, the way it works is historically County Council allocates $10.5 million a year to the program. $4 million of that goes towards resurfacing, which those roads are selected using our pavement management system. Then the $6.5 remainder of the money goes towards the allocation program. Those projects, we send out requests to agencies, cities, towns, the school district, asking for requests. Those requests are then evaluated using a objective evaluation criteria. So we use that to kind of put all the projects at the same level and evaluate them for selection. We then propose that to County Council, and they select the projects.
Now, are they generally, these projects, are they generally in neighborhoods, or in this case where the neighborhood is across the street, but still it's a beautiful area, and I understand that the residents make use of this walkway. So is it always like this, or is it usually in the middle of a neighborhood, or what?
Typically we're in residential areas, although we complete projects throughout the county. But yes, this project runs down Fort Johnson basically from Harbor View down to the end towards DNR. We also have a section we're working on over near James Island High School. And in addition to that, we are in design of what we're calling the third phase, where we're trying to fill in the gap of sidewalks so that hopefully we'll have a continuous network of sidewalk all the way along Fort Johnson Road.
Did the residents in this area, I know that the residents on Harbor View are very active because there are several projects going on out here, and they have something to say about it, and that's citizens' participation, and that's good. But is this project something that they requested per se?
Yes, we've actually got a lot of positive feedback already from this project. We actually received a letter, and I would say a lot of that credit goes to our CE&I team, who are inspectors out here on a day-to-day basis. They really are the face of our program when we move to construction, and they've done an excellent job working with the community, keeping them informed of the construction, what's going on, how they're going to be impacted, when the project's going to be completed. So we really owe a lot of credit to those folks, our inspectors, who are out here on a day-to-day basis.
I'm glad you brought that up, Eric. Construction, engineering, and inspection, men and women, these are individuals who do what?
They're out here every day working with our contractors who we've hired to complete the work. They're responsible for making sure that the county is basically getting what we're paying for, and it's built to the specifications that are required.
And so they're really out here watching and checking and making sure that everything goes in accordance to plan and design, and the materials are right and the like.
Absolutely, that's their job.
Now, I noticed that this walkway is both asphalt and cement. Why?
This one, through the public input process at the beginning of the project, one of the requests that we got from multiple people was for the walkway to be asphalt. I think a lot of the runners and joggers like an asphalt surface. It's a little bit softer than concrete, and also they felt that it blends in more scenically with the trees under the tree canopy. It didn't stand out as much.
Does it cost any more?
No, cost is relatively about the same when you factor everything in versus asphalt or concrete.
After this interview, you're going to hear more about asphalt sidewalks.
Yeah, possibly.
I noticed that there are also a number of wonderful, wonderful grand trees, and we're next to a cemetery as well. But these trees are awesome, and I know that the folks from Harbor View have always been concerned about their beautiful trees, and rightly so. What care was taken to make sure that these trees weren't harmed in any way?
Well, this project, through the design process, that was one of the things that the public made very clear, and one thing that Charleston County one of our priorities is try to preserve as many trees as possible with our projects. So through the design process, what we tried to do was really weave in and out of the trees and not disturb any of the grand trees. And we also have built the path kind of up to prevent damage to any of the root ball or the root base of the tree.
Now, I noticed that there are still some workers out here, and my assumption when we got here was that all of this was finished. But it's never finished until you put the finishing touches on it, and the finishing touches for almost every project is that of what?
What they're doing out here today is, as you can see, the topsoil. They're placing that on the edge and dressing the shoulders is what we call it, but basically they're adding some topsoil to the edge of the path to kind of level out the shoulder, and they'll also be grassing that so that the edge of the path will be stabilized. When
we first met, a couple of years ago, I was talking with you about maintenance. And you knew a lot about maintenance, I'll tell you, and I don't know who's doing that work right now, if you're still doing it or not. But my question is, will this kind of material, both of them, the asphalt and the cement, will they be around for a while without cracking and all of those things that cause you to have to replace it?
Yes, they'll be around for a while. You know, we take a lot of care in the construction process to make sure we're getting the proper thickness that will last a while and not deteriorate quickly. One of the issues we will have around the trees is eventually when the tree roots grow in, cracking, but that'll be something that'll have to be maintained to prevent trip hazards.
And these are SCDOT projects, or are they Charleston County projects?
This is Charleston County project, part of the allocation program through the half-cent sales tax. Fort Johnson Road is a state road, so we've worked closely with the DOT along with the other local municipalities in development of the plan and also throughout the construction process.
What I want the audience to know is that we're not finished yet. The transportation sales tax program is going to add a little bit more, and I think you might have said a little bit about that. But when we come back from the break, we want to talk about the next leg of this project and how far down it's going, and then where is the beginning, and you'll be interested in that, I hope. We'll be back in just a second.